Man, let me tell you, Shedeur Sanders stepped on that field like he owned it. First drive, the dude went 8 for 11, racked up 84 yards, and tossed 2 touchdowns. Oh, and he led a 60-yard drive in under 2 minutes, without throwing a single interception. You hear me? 0 picks. That's not just a debut, that's a statement. The kind of game that makes haters choke on their words and start Googling excuses while his jersey sales hit $250 million. And that $250 million in jersey sales? That's not even the whole story. Because while he's torching defenses on the field, Shedeur's also cashing in off it. He just locked in a $250 million extension, and here's the kicker. It comes with a brand new prime equity clause. That means he gets a piece of everything the Browns make off his name and image. Jerseys, hats, documentaries, even social media clips. If it's got Shedeur on it, he's getting paid. And oh man, the haters are losing their minds. These are the same people who said he was just hype, just Coach Prime's kid, nothing more. Now they're watching him turn NFL defenders into traffic cones. That Panthers game looked more like a light scrimmage. He was firing lasers, making guys miss like they were stuck in quicksand, and walking off the field with the calm of a man who just grabbed coffee. This wasn't just a win, it was a warning shot to the whole league. It honestly looked too easy. Shedeur stood in that pocket like he had all day, reading the defense like it was a children's book. Pressure coming. No panic. Just a quick step, set his feet, and drop a dime right where it needed to be. No forced throws, no rookie jitters, no dumb mistakes. Every snap felt calculated, every pass was deliberate. And when a rookie can do that in his very first preseason game, you know you're looking at something special. Inside that locker room, the respect came fast. Veterans looked at him and didn't just see a rookie, they saw a leader in the making. The crowd. They've already crowned him the face of the franchise. And it's not just about the stats, it's about the way he carries himself. Calm, focused, not chasing the spotlight. He doesn't have to. The spotlight follows him every time he steps on the field. That kind of presence can change an entire team's energy. And that cool demeanor? It drives the haters insane. They're waiting for him to slip up, to run his mouth, to give them something to tear apart. But Shedeur doesn't give them that. He stays quiet, handles his business, and lets the numbers do the talking. That kills their narrative. They can't call it hype, they can't call it luck, so all that's left is whining about his contract and pretending they know how the Browns should spend their cap space. The Panthers came in thinking they had the perfect plan to contain him. Blitz packages, disguised coverages, pressure from all angles, like they were gonna confuse the rookie. But it was like Shedeur had read their playbook the night before. Every time they tried to box him in, he found a lane and escaped. 1 second a defensive end was breathing down his neck, the next he was resetting his feet and launching a perfect strike downfield. By the second quarter, you could see it on their faces. The Panthers' defense was cooked mentally. Linebackers were hesitating, the secondary was out of position, and the sideline looked lost. Shedeur wasn't just moving the ball. He was playing chess with their minds. He'd shift safeties with his eyes, freeze corners with his body language, and every completion felt like another crack in their confidence. He had them second-guessing everything they thought they knew. Across the league, the perception flipped instantly. Executives, coaches, even rival players stopped seeing him as just Coach Prime's kid, trying to prove himself. That Panthers game became his business card. Pinpoint accuracy, ice-cold composure, and decision-making beyond his years. For a first NFL appearance, it wasn't just impressive, it was a statement. And when you set that tone on day one, you're not here to blend in. You're here to take over. And that $250 million deal, that's where things get wild. It's not just a massive payday, it's a message to the entire NFL. The prime equity clause means Shedeur gets a cut of everything the Browns earn from his name and image. Jerseys, hats, documentaries, streaming clips, if it's got his face or name on it, he's getting paid. That's not a standard rookie deal. That's the kind of clause you give to a brand, not just a player. And you know what? That clause annoys rivals almost as much as his touchdowns do. It's one thing to get beat on the field, but it's another to watch a rookie build a money machine while doing it. Every big play he makes boosts jersey sales. Every social media post adds to his brand value. While other QBs are just thinking about their next contract, Shedeur's already running a duel game, winning on the scoreboard and stacking cash off it. Even the vets, the guys who've seen it all, are giving him props. They know how hard it is to balance elite performance with building a brand, especially under the NFL spotlight. Watching a rookie step in, play like a seasoned pro, and still dominate the business side? That hits different. It's like they realize he's not just here to play ball. He's here to master the entire game, on and off the field. And that earns respect fast. The Browns, a team long stuck with a dysfunctional label, suddenly have a new identity: Shedeur's team. His arrival flipped the narrative overnight. The headlines aren't about blown drafts or wasted seasons anymore. They're about the future he represents. When one player can change how the entire league talks about your franchise, you know you've got something special. In Cleveland, hope isn't just alive, it's wearing number 14. The fan base is buzzing like it hasn't in years. Before, home games were filled with more sighs than cheers. Now, the energy shifts the moment Shedeur steps onto the field. You feel it in the stands, that buzz, that anticipation that something big's about to happen. Kids are rocking his jersey, lifelong fans are chanting his name. He's not just a quarterback to them. He's a symbol of hope for a city that's been waiting for a savior under center. What's crazy is how fast he earned that love. He didn't need half a season or a playoff run. One preseason game was enough to win the city over. It's not just about stats, it's about the feeling he gives fans. That calm confidence, that sense that when the game's on the line, he's the guy who'll find a way. When a rookie can project that kind of trust this early, he skips the rookie phase and steps straight into franchise QB territory. The haters, of course, tried to play it cool. They hit us with the classic, "Yeah, but it's just preseason," like they weren't sitting there all week waiting for him to flop. Problem is, he didn't. He lit it up. And when a rookie delivers like that, those weak excuses start sounding real hollow. You can see the frustration. They can't push the all-hype narrative anymore, and every solid game he plays builds another wall around their fading arguments. And the way he shut them down. Pure style. No trash talk, no victory laps on social media. Just clean, surgical football. Every perfect throw, every smart read was like a silent SHHH to the critics. He's not out here trying to win debates in front of cameras. He's winning where it counts, on the scoreboard. And that's what burns them the most. There's nothing to twist, nothing to spin, just hard evidence that he's the real deal. Even teams that haven't lined up against him yet are paying attention. Defensive coordinators are already breaking down Panthers game tape, trying to spot a weakness. Players are texting each other saying, "Yeah, this kid's different." When a rookie's debut becomes required viewing for the rest of the league, you know he's made an impression. They haven't faced him yet, but they're already planning for the day they do, and that says everything. The mental game starts before kickoff now. Opponents spend the whole week knowing they're about to face a QB with a rocket arm, pinpoint accuracy, and the brains to read a defense like an open book. That pressure builds fast, because one mistake could end up on a highlight reel watched by millions. When defenders hit the field already thinking about what could go wrong, they've lost half the battle, and Shedeur's the type to take the other half too. This isn't new for Shedeur. He's been built for big moments since college. Remember his debut against TCU? 500 yards, 4 touchdowns, on the road, against a ranked team. Or that upset win over FAMU when everyone counted him out. He's always stepped up when the lights are brightest. All he's done is bring that same clutch DNA to the NFL stage. For him, pressure isn't a problem. It's just the signal that it's time to put on a show. You can see the boost he gives his teammates. Receivers run their routes sharper, knowing the ball's going to hit them in stride. The O-line blocks with more confidence, knowing if the pocket breaks, he's got the legs and smarts to escape. Even the defense plays looser, because they trust the offense to keep them in the game. That kind of belief is contagious. It spreads through the whole roster and turns a group of players into a unified, dangerous team. That connection extends straight to the fans. He's not some distant superstar. He signs jerseys, takes photos, and talks to people like they've known him for years. When he speaks in interviews, it feels personal, like he's talking directly to you. And when he steps on the field, he delivers the moments fans live for. It's more than support at this point. People aren't just rooting for the Browns, they're rooting for Shedeur Sanders himself. That fan connection is rocket fuel for his personal brand. Every jersey bought, every highlight shared, every online debate in his defense adds weight to the Shedeur Sanders empire. And with that prime equity clause, all that energy literally pays off. He's turned his popularity into a revenue stream, and the scariest part for his rivals? He's doing all of this at the very start of his career. This isn't a peak, it's the launch pad. Shedeur's model could spark a wave of change across the NFL. He's proving you can think like an entrepreneur from day one without losing focus on football. Perform on the field, control your image off it, and your value skyrockets beyond touchdowns and passing yards. That's how you become essential to a franchise. Don't be surprised if rookie QBs start asking their agents about adding their own prime equity clause after seeing how he's doing it. The Browns are in a position they haven't seen in years, maybe decades. They've got a young, elite quarterback who's not only winning games but also generating millions off the field. That lifts the entire organization. More sponsors, more media attention, and even other players wanting to join the movement in Cleveland. Shedeur isn't just a QB, he's an asset that raises the value of everything around him. And for a franchise, that's priceless. Division rivals are already feeling the shift. The Steelers, Ravens, and Bengals know they're not facing the same old Browns anymore. Now they've got to deal with an offense that can explode at any moment. And it's not just Shedeur's talent. It's the way he stays calm under pressure and delivers when it matters most. Those teams are already tweaking game plans just for him, and the regular season hasn't even fully kicked in yet. That's real impact. Shedeur handles all this attention like he's been here for years. No inflated ego, no distractions, just focus on preparation and execution. He treats every headline as fuel, not a finish line. While some players get caught up chasing clout, he's locked in on film study, practice reps, and getting sharper every week. That maturity is rare for a rookie, and it's exactly what keeps him from falling into the traps that have ended so many promising careers. That mindset has earned him respect from every corner of the league. In the locker room, teammates see he's not just talking about winning. He's putting in the work every single day. Outside the team, analysts, ex-players, and coaches are already mentioning his name in conversations about future elite QBs. He's building a rep not just as a talent, but as a pro's pro. And when you mix skill with discipline like that, the entire NFL starts paying attention. Now the expectations for the season have skyrocketed. What started as, let's see what the rookie can do, has turned into, this guy could take us deep. Every practice snap, every preseason rep just adds to the belief that with Shedeur under center, no game is out of reach. It's a new mindset for Cleveland, one where fans and players alike walk into Sundays expecting to win, not just hoping for it. That shift alone is game-changing. It's rare for a rookie to flip a franchise's outlook this fast. Most young QBs need time to adjust, time to make mistakes, time to grow into the role. Shedeur skipped all that. From his very first snap, he's been operating with veteran poise and production. That not only accelerates his own development, it fast-tracks the Browns' path to being real contenders. It's like he hit the fast-forward button on the team's rebuild, and nobody's complaining. The original expectations? Modest at best. People figured he'd flash some talent, make rookie mistakes, and have an up-and-down first year. Instead, he came out firing with consistency, composure, and top-tier decision-making. He didn't just beat projections, he rewrote them. Now, instead of wondering if he can hang in the NFL, the conversation is about how far he can take this team. That's a massive leap in perception for a guy with one preseason game. The Browns' long-term plans just got a whole lot clearer. With Shedeur proving he's the guy, the front office can focus entirely on building around him, beefing up the O-line, adding more weapons, and tailoring the playbook to his strengths. Draft strategy changes, free agency priorities shift, and every move is now about maximizing what he brings to the table. When a team finds its franchise QB, everything else starts falling into place. The vibe in the locker room is completely different now. Before, one bad game could sink morale for weeks. With Shedeur, there's a sense that they're never really out of it. Guys play harder knowing their QB can make something happen at any moment. That belief spreads fast, from the starters to the practice squad, and it turns a group of individuals into a unified force. Winning becomes an expectation, not a surprise, and that's dangerous for the rest of the league. That kind of energy can lead to surprise wins nobody saw coming. Games that analysts marked as automatic losses suddenly feel winnable. And in the NFL, stealing a couple of those can flip an entire playoff race. With Shedeur running the show, the Browns have the swagger and the firepower to pull off upsets and shake up the standings. One big win against a heavyweight, and the league will have to admit, Cleveland isn't just in the conversation, they're part of the threat. Fans outside Cleveland are starting to tune in just to watch him play. Even supporters of rival teams can't resist checking his highlights, whether it's to admire the skill or hunt for a weakness. He's popping up on national sports shows, trending on social media, and becoming a regular talking point on football podcasts. When a rookie QB can break past his own fan base and become must-watch entertainment for the whole league, you know he's on the fast track to stardom. That surge in attention is already pulling in sponsors. Brands want their logo next to his name, knowing he's the hottest new face in the league. More commercials, more campaigns, more appearances, all feeding into the Shedeur Sanders brand. And thanks to that prime equity clause, every boost to his public profile feeds right back into his pockets and strengthens his tie to the Browns. It's a perfect loop. Success fuels exposure, and exposure fuels success. That mix of elite talent and sharp marketing sense puts Shedeur in total control of his NFL future. He's not just relying on wins to stay relevant. His presence alone is valuable. Even in a rough season, his brand power keeps him in the spotlight. But if he keeps producing like this, we're talking about titles, records, and a legacy that stretches way beyond the field. He's redefining what it means to be a franchise quarterback in the modern game. The next generation is already taking notes. Young QBs in college, even high school, are watching how Shedeur moves. They see a guy who dominates on the field, controls his image off it, and cashes in without losing focus on the game. He's setting the blueprint for how to enter the league ready to win in every aspect. For these kids, he's proof that you can be both the playmaker and the businessman, and that's changing how they dream about the NFL. Of course, a start this hot brings extra pressure. Every game will now be under a microscope, every mistake blown up, every win raising the bar even higher. But Shedeur doesn't look like the type to flinch. He's already shown he can turn pressure into performance, using the spotlight as fuel instead of letting it burn him out. That's the difference between a flash in the pan and a lasting star, and he's clearly aiming for the long haul. If the Panthers game proved anything, it's that Shedeur Sanders didn't step into the NFL to get his feet wet. He came to take over. One preseason performance changed the narrative about him, the Browns, and what a rookie QB can be. With a rocket arm, ice-cold poise, and a contract that screams franchise cornerstone, he's already the nightmare of defenders and the pride of Cleveland. And if this is just the beginning, the rest of the league better buckle up. The Shedeur era is here.
I've been chasing these dreams.